Going to be going over some of the homologation bikes that are on the market right now. The homologation bikes are the ones that the factories had to put out with all the goodies on it so they could race them, usually putting out at least 500 of them. The first one we're going to look at is the Honda RC45, which is probably my favorite homologation bike of all of them. It's at Iconic Motorbikes. They're going to do a little walk around and then a startup, and then we'll talk about it. The RC45 debuted in 1994, replacing Honda's RC30 as its workhorse race bike. Although it wasn't successful as the RC30, Miguel de Hamel won an AMA championship in '95, with Colin Edwards winning some superbike races with it. With its 41mm front forks, gas shocks, and single-sided swing arm, it's a beautiful bike, but only putting out about 118 horsepower in street bike trim. A little meager for today, but was great for the time. I don't know the true number of how many of these they actually produced. I know it's way less than the RC30, and they hardly ever come up for sale, so it's nice to see one on the market right now. Selling for just under $37,500 US, that is a great deal for the bike. Don't get me wrong, that's a lot of money, but that is a great deal on that bike. Next up is the Honda RC30, the prequel to the RC45 that we just showed, and probably the most popular homologation sport bike ever made. This one is offered by Iconic Motorbikes on their Buy It Now page for just under $60,000. This particular bike won the Blue Ribbon at Amelia Island in 2022. The RC30 as a race bike was so ahead of its time that they were able to use the same bike basically for about 5 years. I've had the pleasure of actually working on one of these, doing some restoration work. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check that out. In the United States, they're known as the RC30. Every other country, they're known as the VFR 750R. Next up is the YZF750 SP, the bike that came after the Yamaha OW01. This one is offered up on Car and Classic, and it has 20,000 kilometers. That's roughly 12,500 miles. And it also has the asking price of 12,000 euros, which is roughly 12,500 US. This particular bike is located in Hungary. And although it does have an aftermarket exhaust on it, they do have the stock one for it also. The YZF750 SP was never officially imported into the United States, but the race teams did receive them. This is the Yamaha OW01, the predecessor to the YZF750 that we just looked at. We'll go ahead and listen to a quick startup on it, and then we'll get back to talking about it. This FCR 750R is located in France and is on Iconic Motorbikes. Buy it now for just a little over 28 grand. With Showa forks, Olin shock, Mikuni flat slide carburetors, and titanium connecting rods, this bike was meant to be on the track. Arguably Yamaha's most desired homologation bike. Some people might say it's the R7, but the OW01 is definitely one of the top dogs that Yamaha has ever built. Up next is the Ducati 888 SP4 from 1992 on Bring a Trailer with a selling price of $41,000. This particular bike only has 1,200 miles. The 888 was Ducati's workhorse race bike before the 916 was released and had all the best goodies you could get on it. Most notably, the Olin's forks and shock. It was powered by an 888 fuel-injected motor and had Brembo brakes all the way around. This was top of the line for 1992, and big changes would be coming soon, being replaced with the 916. I was able to show offerings for most of the major brands. The market's a little dry on Kawasaki's right now, so I'm going to try to get that out in the next one if any come up for sale. Like this one, the 96 ZX7RR, probably my favorite. This one is a 92 ZX7R. And then the next one I'll be showing you is a 93 ZX7RM model. So hopefully some come up for sale here pretty soon and I can get them on the next video. If you made it this far, thanks for watching.